anniversary.
And of course,
The very best way to end a lovely day is to cozy on up for Jammies with JaNay.
okay, that's it. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to another Jammies with JaNay. Welcome back. Have I told you how excited I am that you came back for another story start? I haven't? Well, I'm so excited that you came back for another story start. How was your day today? Oh, well, I hope that you said you had a beautiful day. And if you didn't, that's okay. You can make tomorrow an even better day. How was my day? It was really nice. Thank you for asking. Okay, so we got to do our check-ins. You ready to do the check-ins? I'm ready to do the check-ins. Let's do the check-ins. Do you have your jammies on? Do you have your jammies on? Look, I have mine. Here they are. Do you have yours? Perfect. Check. Do you have your favorite stuffed animal or snuggly? I have mine right here. Do you have yours? Well, perfect. Check. Do you have your adult nearby? It could be any adult that you want to share this story start with, like your grandma or your grandpa, your dad or your mom, whichever adult that you want to share this story start with is who you need right next to you. Do you have your adult? Perfect. Check. Now, do you have the story? Do you have the story? I have the story. Do you have the story? Great. Well, pull it out. Do you have it? I have it here. Here it is. Do you? Perfect. You have the story. I have the story. We have the story. Check. Our story today is Over and Under the Pond. Over and Under the Pond. Ooh, this is a great story to think about right before bedtime because the water can be calming and soothing, just like our bodies as we lay down to rest. Over and Under the Pond. This story is by Kate Messner. If the story is by Kate Messner, what does that make Kate Messner? Ding, 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 ding. You're right. The author. Kate Messner is the author. And this says, with art by Christopher Silas Neal. If the art is by Christopher Silas Neal, what does that make Christopher Silas Neal? Exactly, the illustrator. So the author is Kate Messner, and the art is by Christopher Silas Neal, which makes Christopher Silas Neal the illustrator. Let's take a moment and look at the cover. What do you notice about the cover? Oh, we've got two people sitting in a boat or a raft at the very top of the cover. Why do you think they're all the way up at the top of the cover there? Oh, yes, to make sure that there's enough space for us to see what's happening under them. And what is under them? The pond, and lots of things in the pond, like a little fish, and some rocks, and some reeds, and the sand and dirt at the bottom, over and under the pond. I bet that this cover is giving us some information. It's telling us that we're going to learn about things at the top or over the ponds, as well as things on the bottom or under the pond. That title makes sense. Over and under the pond. Anything else you see on the cover? Yeah, we see some lily pads and some more reeds and lots of water. Let's jump into the story. Whoa, look at these end pages. Look at these end pages. What do you see? Fish. A whole bunch of fish swimming. What's it called when it's a large group of fish swimming all together? You know what that's called? Yeah, a school of fish. Kind of like how you go to school. Well, a whole big group of fish together is called a school of fish. And look, doesn't it look like a school of fish are swimming across the end pages? Looks like it to me. Let's turn the page. Over and under the pond. Ooh, look at this. We see even more creatures. What do you see there? A frog and a dragonfly and some more flowers. Over and under the pond. Over the pond we slide, splashing through lily pads, sweeping through reeds. On top of the water, splashing through lily pads, sweeping through reeds. We can see them off in the distance. We see the sun shining bright, and again some reeds and lily pads. Let's turn the page. The water's a mirror reflecting the sky, sunshine and clouds, then a shadow below. What's down there? I ask. Under the pond? Mom says. There was a shadow. And the character here says, what's down there? What do you think's down there? What do you think's down there? Yeah, probably a fish. Looks like a fish to me. But I bet that there are other things down there as well. The words also say the water's a mirror reflecting the sky. What do you think it means there? The water's a mirror reflecting the sky. Yeah, like the water surface is allowing for light to bounce off of it and shoot it back up to the sky, but to us that looks like a mirror, and it's reflecting the blue of the sky. Ain't it cool, huh? Let's turn the page. Under the pond is a whole hidden world of minnows and crayfish, turtles and bullfrogs. We're paddling over them now. Look at this here. I love this illustration. Look at this. This is showing something called perspective. We're able to look up and see the mom and her son in the boat at the top. And they're looking down into the surface of the water, maybe catching a glimpse of minnows and crayfish, turtles and bullfrogs as they're paddling over them. Isn't that cool perspective? They're looking up as they're looking down. This also says the word hidden. Hidden. What does that word hidden mean? Yeah, hidden means out of sight. You can't see it. So if you hide something, like say I take my hand and I hide it behind this book, that means you can't see it anymore. So hidden means out of sight. You can't see it anymore. Under the pond is a whole hidden world of minnows and crayfish, turtles and bullfrogs. We're paddling over them. Let's turn the page. Over the pond, we skim past tall rushes, whirligig beetles, loop and swirl, skaters on a warm summer surface. Under the pond, minnows dart through waving forests of grass, while a brook trout lurks ready to lunge. Let's hear those lines again. While a brook trout lurks ready to lunge. You see something kind of lurking, kind of in a secretive way, ready to lunge, jump out. See something lurking? Oh, yes! Look here! He's kind of hiding in the reeds, ready to lunge or jump out. What do you think he's going to lunge or jump out to do? Yeah, probably lunge out and snap up some of those animals for a tasty meal. You think so? I think so. And look again, here is mom and son on top of the water, floating over the pond as so many interesting things are happening under it. I'm going to stop the reading there. Snap! Parents, that means it's your turn to take over the reading, continue to read interactively, and learn about all the things that are happening over the pond and under the pond. Something else that's really great about this book is it's an informational text. It's got lots of great back matter. So if you flip to the very back of the book, it's got even more information about all the animals that are captured in this book, as well as an author's note, a note from the author telling you even more information. It's really cool, and it gives such great knowledge building and information about different animals that live over or under a pond. I also want to remind you that I've got lots of resources on the Jammies with JaNay website, such as story prompts, and vocabulary words, and even some additional information that you can use as you're reading interactively with your young listener and learner. Well, thank you again for joining me for another Jammies with JaNay Story Start. I just love sharing stories with you and all the listeners out there. I also want to remind you to come back again and again and watch the videos as many times as you want. And you can always go to the library just like I did. This is a library book. To check out the books that are on the website so you can read them alongside with the Jammies with JaNay Story Starts. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you'll dive in and finish reading the story. And with that, I say good night and happy reading. Don't forget to subscribe to Jammies with JaNay. You can just click the subscribe button at the bottom of the page.